Speaking of Arsenal, we're gonna move on to them now. Aaron Ramsdale has been speaking in an interview with Ian Wright and I think someone else, I forgot who it was. And that has just set everything alight. Him and his dad have caused a media storm, which I think Arsenal haven't really had since like Aubameyang. Like they've been, you guys have, in terms of players and PR and all this, you guys have been pretty good for the last couple of seasons now, where everything's in-house, everything's done. Aaron Ramsdale talking, his dad talking. Rory, I'm just going to come to you. Like, what should Arteta and Arsenal do in this situation? Because you can't have his dad coming out saying he's a cup keeper, his smile is gone, he feels mistreated. Ramsdale saying he can't. And listen, and I think you might have cleared up the whole I can't concentrate during games kind of thing. But like all these things are coming out now around Aaron Ramsdale. What do you think your team should do, and how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of things. I think one, this is being blown up more because he's English, and the English media don't like the fact that the English keeper's been dropped. I think what Ramsdale said in that interview, by the way, that Ian Wright interview was in May. It was uploaded to YouTube in May, and that clip went round in May. And at that time, there was nothing about David Raya joining Arsenal. Aaron Ramsdale was the number one. And actually, people were like, oh, fair play. That's why Arsenal fans have always loved the way that he is with the crowd. Like he's a bit quirky, he's a bit different, and it's fun. And it works. But all of a sudden now it comes out now that we've got David Raya and people have got a massive problem with. So that interview I had no problem with. I've seen loads of other goalkeepers explain that they have difficulty staying concentrated in games where they have a lot of possession and don't have a lot to do. I think Edison said it last month that he's had issues with concentration. So that side, no issue with Ramsdale doing podcasts, being honest. And the other thing is we're always banging on about how we want players to be honest and we don't want them to be just PR robots. And then when a player is honest, they get jumped on. So that's fine. I think his dad is problematic because I don't think it helps Aaron. I don't think Aaron Ramsdale would want his dad doing that. It makes him look like a bit like, why do you need your dad to come out and bat for you and back you up? Like, it's a bit embarrassing. Arsenal definitely won't want it. And it's just one of those, like, it just adds fuel to the fire when you really don't need to. So I don't know why his dad's done it. It's certainly not going to help. It's not only not going to help Ramsdale's career at Arsenal, it's not going to help his career at any future club. No future club's going to look at that situation in a good way. So, yeah, I don't know why his dad said that. And it's a bit embarrassing, but it is what it is.
LB, imagine Scott Carson's dad comes out and says he's tired of being a third choice goalkeeper at Man City.
I think everyone would just laugh, wouldn't they? I think everyone would just be laughing. The guy's got the best job in the world, man. Third choice goalkeeper. He has to travel all over Europe with a team. He gets to win trophies. He's probably on a lot more than all of us. And yeah. Listen, man, I think this was, you could sort of see this sort of stuff coming because, in my personal opinion, I don't think Ramsdale deserved to be dropped anyway in the summer. My personal opinion. I think that if you was going to buy a replacement goalkeeper or loan as they've done, I think you needed to get someone a lot better than Raya. Again, my personal opinion, just to make it sort of like, because the problem that you had is you got Raya in, and then automatically what Arteta did, and I called this straight away, he sort of split the fan base because then you had people saying, no, give Raya the number one. And then you had some Arsenal fans saying, no, stick with Ramsdale, has done nothing wrong. So you had this Arsenal fan base who was, 90% all pulling in one direction, and automatically he's put fucking, line down the middle and told people you got to pick one. You go with Raya and you go with Ramsdale, and the guy he's got in Raya, I don't even think he's that good personally. I mean? I think his kicking isn't even that impressive, and when I see him on crosses, he doesn't look that great. So if he was going to buy in a new goalkeeper, which is more than entitled to do, I think he needed to go up there, get one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I think from day one, you knew as soon as he signed Raya, that was the end of Ramsdale. And I think, you've seen people saying, and I think his dad did an interview at the time and said, oh, yeah, we're happy for the competition. That was anyone that believed that. You clearly don't watch football enough. He was not happy with that decision. The whole clapping thing, that's obviously just to try and show the Arsenal fans that he's pulling in the right direction. But let me tell you, and Rory will know this, that he would have been dying inside because he wants to be on that football pitch. I think his career at Arsenal is probably over. And he's going to have to get a move. The tricky thing is, Rory's right. He needs to tell his dad to wind his neck in because no club's going to want this. Oh, yeah, we sign you. What happens if you go through some poor form and we have to drop you? Dad's going to do a podcast and out all our club and that or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think he needs to tell his dad, shut up. I think he's probably finished at Arsenal. Hopefully he gets a move in January. But where's he go? Because, I looked at the Premier League table yesterday about this and thought, what club wants him? Very, very difficult, man. You're going down to sort of mid-table, lower level of the table. He's probably going to. Maybe if he accepts that first, but he's had a taste of it now. He was in a title race last year, Champions League football. Is he really going to want to go to a lower league? He might have to go abroad. So I think he's in a really difficult situation. I would say that I do feel he's been harshly treated. I don't think necessarily. I'll be interested to hear what Rory thinks because I didn't think he did much wrong. I know he made a couple of mistakes at the end, you know what I mean? But it wasn't his fault that Arsenal didn't win the league last year. He made that performance at Anfield was absolutely magnificent. I think he's been really harshly treated. But having said that, Arteta has he right to make that call. I just think he's made the wrong signing. I think if you're going to make a statement like that, you've got to go big. You've got to go and get one of the best goalkeepers. And he's not. He's got Raya. And I think he's not even that good.
Yeah. I always thought it was harsh the way that Ramsdale was treated. I think Ramsdale is a good enough keeper to win a league, to win a Champions League. Because I don't think he was the reason that we ended up not winning the league last season. So
I agree.
And he's still young. He's what, 25 still? Maybe just turned 26. But he's a young goalkeeper. But like you say, where does he go? Like, I don't think he'll move in January anyway, because then Arsenal would have to go out and buy a second choice keeper.
But the thing is, Rory, can I just quickly come in on that one? If he's not that he will, right? Because obviously Pickford's clearly the number one. But if he's got any hope at all, because if I'm Ramsdale now, I'm sitting there thinking, I don't have to leave in January. I can wait till the summer. But if I stay and Pickford gets injured and I'm not playing, I'm on the bench, will Southgate go, you know what? I would have picked you if he was playing. I'm going to go Sam Johnson instead. So for me, I think he has to force out a move just in case Pickford was to pick up an injury or he suffered a massive form dip. I just think it's come at the worst time with the Euros in the summer. I just think it's come at the worst time for him.
Yeah, but the thing is, I just don't think he can force a way out unless it was like ridiculous in the media and stuff, because he signed a new contract in the summer. So there's no real way of him forcing his way out in January. And the way that Arteta's already dealt with him, I don't think Arteta's going to sit there and go, we'll let him go to try and get into the England squad. I don't think Arteta will care less if he gets in the England squad or not. It's not his issue. So, I don't think he'll go in January. I think he'll go next summer. Maybe he goes to Chelsea if they decide Sanchez isn't good enough. But outside of that, you look at the top teams, they've all spent decent money or got just as good a keeper or better. So I agree. Even, Vicario's come in and looked better than Raya or Ramsdale in the first few games. So yeah, I think it's tough. It's tough. It's harsh on him. But like you said, I can't see any scenario other than injury where David Raya isn't the keeper for the rest of the season and into next season. So
yeah, it was interesting. Like, obviously Raya came in and I was like, you know what, that's cool. Like, two goalkeepers of a good level for one club, like, it's good. But I always believe that it can't last for long. That's one reason why I didn't mind David De Gea going if we brought in Onana, because I was like, if you bring in Onana to have David De Gea on the bench doing what on 300k a week, like, it doesn't make any sense. You saw it with Chelsea with Cech and Courtois. That only lasted the season. Like, the goalkeepers are the one position where it's like you basically just have one guy and the other guy is literally just good enough to be there just in case. So yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic, and this is a thing as a manager, it has to pay off. If you've got a goalkeeper who's steady, he's been with you at that point, he's been 2 seasons with Arsenal, he's been improving, helped you get into a title race. If you decide that actually one of the big reasons why we didn't win the league last season is the goalkeeper and you replace him, you have to go and succeed. Now, this puts a massive pressure on Raya. I think that's another reason why he's probably not performing as well as he could do, because he also knows that, I need to perform because I've just ousted this guy's position for no real reason. You know what I mean? There's no real damn reason why he's there. It's just now he's there. And he puts a pressure on Arteta to make sure the team wins. So it's going to be interesting. Well, I don't think Ramsdale dad should come out and do what he did. I understand why. It's your son. You want to defend him. Like, the family are always going to want to defend. It's like Harry Maguire and his family. His family always comes out and says something. And you just like, I get why you're doing it, but you're actually not helping. So hopefully for Ramsdale's sake, that situation can get sorted, and maybe there might be a chance for him to get his spot back. Maybe there's a cup game, or maybe if Raya is actually really bad, because it's not like he's been great. So
Well, I think
we'll see.
funnily enough, our next game is against Brentford. So and I don't think Raya can play. So
Oh, yeah.
Ramsdale will play the next game, but other than that, it'll be the FA Cup, and that'll be it. But I just don't know what Ramsdale's dad thought he was going to achieve. Like, as if he was going to come on a fairly obscure podcast, and Arteta was going to hear it and go, "Oh, do you know what? He's right. Let me put Ramsdale back in." Like,
I think what I got from it was that they're just really frustrated about how it went, because it seemed, from listening to it, it seemed like there was like no reasoning given, or there was no real explanation. It almost seemed like it was out the blue. And you said he signed a new contract as well, which again suggests that like this was just completely random, and it wasn't, because he's surely not going to sign a new contract if he's saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm signing David Raya from Brentford. He's going to be my number one." He's probably thought, right, we're probably not going to sign a new deal then. It sounds to me like they just want to sort of let people know that they was really frustrated about it. And was it the right thing to do? Definitely not. But I don't think having two goalkeepers like that's good. Again, I remember, some Arsenal fans say it's a good thing that we've got two goalkeepers. I don't think it is, because I think the goalkeeper, you need to know who's the number one. You need to have a decent backup, but I think the goalkeeper's got to know that if he makes a mistake, he's not out the team the next week. You know what I mean? He can, obviously he keeps making mistakes, and obviously, but he's got that little bit of leeway. You know what I mean? He's not constantly under pressure. He's not constantly thinking, I've got to do something to impress. I can just play my game. Edison can he made a mistake against Chelsea. He can make a mistake in his next match. He's not going to be dropped for Ortega. But Ortega's good enough where if he does fall off, we can stick him in. I think Arsenal, the problem is they've got two goalkeepers that are very, in my opinion, similar level. And I just don't think that's the way to go. And the thing that I don't get about it is I don't think Arteta needed to make that call. I think it's a strange one. I think he took a massive gamble. And, will it pay off? I guess we'll find out at the end of the season. But I just think it was completely unnecessary. Really unnecessary.
No, I hear that. Guys, tell us in the comments how you're feeling about this Ramsdale move. I know that a lot of Arsenal fans have been very split down the middle with this whole topic. So let us know how you guys are feeling.